Hey guys, welcome to a new YouTube video. Today I'm going to be doing a SEO research tutorial on Redbubble. And Redbubble is actually pretty strong when it comes down to its SEO. A lot of the times, if your store's indexed and everything's going well on Redbubble, as long as you create a design that is what we call searchable, you're going to get traffic, you're going to do well, and more importantly, you're going to get some sales. Traffic equates to sales when it comes down to Redbubble. Now, not all the time. It's not like if you get 100 visitors, you get 100 sales. But what I like to say is you should be getting at least one visitor for every one design on your store, as long as the store is 6 to 8 months old at least, right? So if you have 100 designs on a 8-month-old store, and let's say there's no problems with the store, everything's indexed, everything's okay, you should be getting at least 100 visits per day, which is really not much if you think about it. It's only getting one visit per day. How can you go ahead and get those visits? Well, there's two ways to get searches or visits or organic traffic. The first way is obviously you go into Redbubble here, you click on your little search here, and you search for something. So for example, here I search for Shamrock, right? And I could just do this again. So I'll search for Shamrock here, and you could see there's a bunch of different Shamrock designs, including this one, right? And so if I click on this, this individual has now got an organic click, an organic visit. Another form of organic visits comes from Google. So I'll kind of show you how that works. So if I go over here to Google and I type in Shamrock poster, there's a potential that it could potentially Redbubble could potentially show up, right? So redbubble.com product here, there might be a Redbubble link, etc. That's an example of another organic. Okay, so now with that being said, let's go ahead and show you how to actually make this happen. So I'm going to use a few examples and test if these designs are actually getting traffic. So here's a funny shirt that I kind of saw that I figured, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So here we have a unicorn fart design, which is, like I said, pretty funny. And then you have whatever the product is. So if I look here, this is an active t-shirt, so it's going to say unicorn fart active t-shirt. If I look at this design, this is a unicorn fart long sleeve t-shirt, right? So hopefully some of the people might start catching on and see how much opportunity there is from an SEO standpoint, especially if each of these products are indexed. And they are. If you could search, for example, XYZ premium t-shirt on Google, like whatever the keyword is, premium t-shirt, a lot of different Redbubble products are going to come up, right? It's not like the only product is a shirt or poster or sticker or whatever, right? So there's a lot of different things. So let's just use, for example, the active t-shirt, right? Or let's just use t-shirt in general. Let's not even use active t-shirt, but let's use shirt, right? Or better yet, graphic shirt is even better, right? So if I take this text right here, this title, and I paste it in to my keyword finder here, I can go ahead and see some stats on this, right? So you could see here the word unicorn fart graphic graphic t-shirt doesn't actually get any searches in every month. It doesn't get any searches. There's nobody searching for that title, right? Thankfully, unicorn fart t-shirt does get 20 searches a month, right? But that's a perfect example of showing you that for this design of this exact product, right? The graphic t-shirt product, this is not going to acquire any Google traffic because there's nobody searching for that exact search term. So this individual can only rely on tags for this specific product. Now, that might not be the case for the active t-shirt, for example. If I take this right here and I search the same thing, right? And I search, let's go ahead and paste that here and search. This could potentially have 10 searches, 20 searches, 30 searches. In this case, once again, it's still 0, but it could potentially offer something. Well, let's take a look at some other products that are provided. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's scroll down. Where is it here? It's right here. View all 92 products. We can look at the different products here, right? So I can search, for example, or this one is better, the sticker, right? unicorn fart sticker. So I could search here. Let's go ahead and do this. Search here, unicorn fart sticker. That unicorn fart sticker does not get any searches a month as well. Now, in a best case scenario, you would want to kind of maximize, based on the keyword that's being searched, the results that are showing up, right? You would want to get 10, 20, 30, 40 searches a month, etc. Once again, in this case, unfortunately, this design doesn't get that. However, that is from an SEO standpoint. I can go ahead and search other keywords that might potentially be there, just like that other example where if you search unicorn fart shirt or t-shirt, it got 20 searches a month. That's a good example of a keyword that's getting searches. So if you're listening to this, right, the best thing that you can do to get a little bit of traffic, a little bit of a boost, is try your best to find keywords that potentially get some search volume. The more, the merrier. Like I said, in the case of Redbubble, Redbubble has a strong SEO presence. You could see here that the domain authority is 86 domain authority for Redbubble. Very, very powerful. And that just generally means that when you create designs, they have a higher potential to show up on Google had you posted them on maybe your own private website. Now, having your own private website has tons of benefits, and I highly recommend you should look into that. But in the case of Redbubble, this is exactly what you can do to get that first step into the SEO space with Redbubble, all right? And like I said, if you find that good keyword, which is very important, if you find that good keyword and it applies to multiple products that's actually generating traffic, you can get some good results out of it. And this is why picking your title is very, very important. In the Autopilot Passive Income Redbubble tagging course, which is actually an SEO course, we go over these things. We show you how to find keywords, how to do the tagging properly, how to get the most traffic for your designs. I've said this before, but if you can get one visitor, like I said, per design, mathematically it comes out to getting sales pretty consistently. If you have, let's say, 300 designs, and we could pull out the calculator here. Let's pull this out. 300 designs. I'm a math guy, so I make things simple. If I have just a 1% conversion, right? 1% conversion, and I'm getting 300, if I have 300 designs, let's say I'm not doing good that day. Let's say I only get 150 visits, which is half, not even one visit, right? But let's say 150 visits that day. Well, if I have a 1% conversion, what's 1% of 150? I'm looking at roughly 1.5 sales, 150, 1% is 0.01 times 150. Sorry about my bad math formula there, but that's roughly a sale and a half. So at the very minimum, right, I would get a sale or two a day, depending on the day, right? If I had a 2% conversion rate, that number would double. So it would be 0.02 times the 150, right? Now with conversion rates, sometimes you really can't control them. And you could, especially with Redbubble, you don't get statistics, you don't get data. There's really not that much you get other than monthly traffic, and even daily traffic. So what you can do is you can try to maximize that research for the specific keywords, the specific tags, and that will lead to more traffic over time. And of course, by default, the more designs you add means the more traffic you will achieve. If a person who has 5,000 designs is probably going to get a lot more traffic than somebody who has 5 designs. Does that make sense? So once again, in a perfect world, if you had one visit per every design after 8 months, you'd be doing very, very, very well. And you probably wouldn't be struggling from a sales standpoint. You'd be getting sales pretty consistently. But once again, that doesn't happen to everybody because there's somewhere along the line the design is lacking. A lot of the times, by the way, it's not just the design. It's not just the tags or the title. Sometimes it could potentially be the design. Now, that's not so much the case in 2023 and beyond because we have AI, we have different tools, but you really have to be introspective and look at your own designs. I've said this before, but you only can have 2 problems on Redbubble. You can have a design problem, or you can have a traffic problem, or you could potentially have both. But if you have a design problem, you could potentially get a lot of impressions for your designs, and unfortunately, with the new Google Analytics update, Redbubble has not yet pushed something for that, but especially if you've used Redbubble before the Google Analytics update, you got to see how much traffic, how much impressions, things like that you would get. And you can see click-through rates. If you compare that to your Google Analytics data, you can see what pages are being visited. And you can compare. You can say to yourself, okay, with this style of design, I'm getting X amount of clicks. That makes an X amount click-through rate, right? Of course, you're going to have to makeshift these statistics based on piecing different pieces together, but it's definitely there for the effort. And if you find that your design is not getting the clicks, but it definitely gets the impressions, then at that point, part of that probably means that you have a bad design, or the design doesn't apply based on the tags that you added. The next problem, like I said, is the tagging SEO problem, is that if you don't get any traffic, period, not even impressions, then that's really not a design problem because people haven't seen the design yet. They haven't even seen the design, period. So that becomes a traffic problem. Well, what controls traffic? That comes down to your SEO. That comes down to your tags. Sorry about that. I hit the button on the mic here. That comes down to your tags, right? So your SEO and your tags are going to contribute to your traffic. In the event that you get a lot of traffic, like I said, but you don't get sales, then that probably means your designs are either not related or they just don't look good. And once again, you have to be introspective. So you're not having a sales problem. You're either having a traffic problem or a design problem, and you can solve those problems each depending on the situation that you're in. And if it just so happens that you feel that you have a design problem, check out our POD design course. Our design course for print on demand was specifically designed for people that struggle with time and struggle with their design skills. If you're not sure what makes a good looking design, we have a 3-step system. It's very, very simple, and it allows me to create many, many designs very quickly on Redbubble. And I actually show it live, where I create the designs live on camera. I think I did 60-something designs in 30 minutes. So I showed that, and the uploading process takes about the same time. So it's about an hour a day to create 60. Now, this was back in the day when 60 was allowed. And I say back in the day, but it was relatively recent when they kind of changed this. Definitely not more than a year. So this limit. It's just been a matter of months. So if you're going to figure out what problem you have to work on correcting that problem, right? Some of you guys have great designs. Designs are not an issue. Quantity is not an issue. Maybe tagging or SEO is that issue. That's something you got to look into as well, all right? So hopefully this video helped you out from a traffic standpoint. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go ahead and access this SEO tool. I kind of use it, kind of helps give me overviews on SERP, on traffic, on things like that, and it's definitely been a help for me, all right? I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out. Bye.